Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for July 19th. July 19th is the 200th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 201st in leap years, with 165 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is eclectic. Eclectic is usually an adjective. It can also be a noun. As an adjective, eclectic means composed of elements drawn from various sources, or selecting what appears to be the best in various doctrines, methods, or styles. As a noun, eclectic refers to one who uses a method or approach that is composed of elements drawn from various sources, one who uses eclectic method or approach. The word eclectic comes to us from Greek. First known use of the word eclectic as an adjective is in 1683, and as a noun in 1817, eclectic. The word eclectic was recommended by one of my viewers, and if you have a word you'd like me to take a look at here in the Word of the Day section, pop it into the comments. We'll take a look. And with that, we're going to start in AD 64, when the Great Fire of Rome continued to cause widespread devastation, raged on for 6 days, destroying half the city. Edward VI of England was very young, only 9 years old, when he became King of England in the mid-1500s. Of course, he was guided by regents. Unfortunately, he became very ill with a fever and a severe cough when he was about 15. I'd say most likely tuberculosis. He and those around him observed that, should he perish, his half-sister Mary was next in line for the throne. He and those around him did not want that. She was sternly Catholic, and they were very worried that she would jeopardize the English Reformation. In order to get around that, he wrote out a document in an attempt to change the order of succession. Apparently, there were not any legitimate male heirs, and rather than select any of his half-sisters, he appointed his cousin, Lady Jane Grey, to the throne. Edward died early in July of 1553. Lady Jane Grey was made queen 4 days later. Oh boy, you can bet your socks Mary was not having that. And apparently it didn't take much for Mary to gin up support from her followers. 9 days after having ascended to the throne, Lady Jane Grey was displaced by Mary I, also known as Mary Tudor, also known as Bloody Mary. But that's another story. This is the birthday of Samuel Colt, born July 19th, 1814. He's the founder of Colt Manufacturing Company. Colt is known for engineering, production, and marketing of firearms, most especially between the 1850s and World War I, when it was a dominating force in its industry and a seminal influence on manufacturing technology. Colt's earliest designs played a major role in the popularization of the revolver and the shift away from the early single-shot pistols. Although Samuel Colt did not invent the revolver concept, his designs resulted in the very first successful ones. Samuel Colt died from complications of gout at the age of 47. Holy cow, is that right? That's awful early. Yeah, he died at the tender age of 47. This is the birthday of French painter and sculptor and illustrator Edgar Degas, born July 19, 1834. Best known for his pastel drawings and oil paintings, he's especially identified with the subject of dance. Edgar Degas lived to the age of 83. The last great fire to affect Manhattan, New York began early in the morning of July 19, 1845. The fire was subdued later that afternoon, but 4 firefighters and 26 civilians lost their lives, and 345 buildings were destroyed. This is the birthday of American surgeon Charles Horace Mayo, who, along with his brothers, founded the Mayo Clinic. He was born on July 19, 1865, and lived to the age of 73. This is the birthday of Austrian engineering businessman Gaston Glock, born July 19, 1929. Mr. Glock is the founder of the firearms company Glock. He started out manufacturing curtain rods in the 1960s, and in the 1970s he started making knives for the Austrian military. In 1981, he applied for an Austrian patent for the pistol known as the Glock 17. And by golly, he's still alive as I'm tuning up this research. If he doesn't pass in the next couple days, he'll be 94 on his birthday in 2023. 2 gunny birthdays, isn't that interesting? The world's first global positioning system, or GPS, signal was transmitted from Navigation Technology Satellite number 2 and received at Rockwell Collins in Cedar Rapids, Iowa at 12:41 a.m. Eastern Time on July 19th, 1977. Today's song is Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress by the Hollies. Written by Alan Clark, Roger Cook, and Roger Greenaway, this song was recorded in July of 1971 and released in April of 1972. This one comes up today because every once in a while, when Mr. Bowers and I are watching these episodes at the end of the day, we get to the song of the day, and the song reminds him of another song, and then we'll spend some time looking up songs and listening to them. I think it must have been the last time we had a Hollies song. We ended up looking this one up, and I made a note for myself to remember to mention it sometime in July because it was written in July. Long Cool Woman did hit number 1 on a few charts around the world, but not the Billboard Hot 100. It got number 2 on that one, but I like that song, so I'm telling you about it today. Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress by the Hollies. Link in the description. Now, before we roll into the outro, I want to let you know that I've created a new channel called Vicki's Artful Adventures on YouTube. I'll be posting creative projects, drawing, painting, coloring, polymer clay, resin projects, and whatever else I might be doing in an artistic, creative vein. I'll show you what I'm working on or what I have done in the past, and we'll go from there. I've got miles of video, some that's already been edited, and maybe I couldn't decide where to post it. Some of it that's on this channel but needs to go somewhere else. And while I thought that some of my Day in History viewers might enjoy that sort of content, I think you landed here for this day in history, and I don't want to get things all mixed up. So I'll include a link, and you can check it out if you like. Let me know what you think. Alrighty, on with the outro. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that is called No Really. And you can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Microphone over there. Hello. Okay. With 202 days remaining to the end of the world. End of the year. Please, not the end of the world. 202 days remaining to the end of the year. Let's read that one again. Yep, it is. That's what it's called. All right. Third time better be a charm. There's no "the" there. Start over. Attracting. Just read the whole thing over. I don't ad-lib very well. You know what? Maybe we can leave that one off. Don't alienate people who can be helpful to you. Flinging happiness all over the place. Alrighty. Back to work. I think we got it this time.